Hello, my name is Renette Rumsa, and I am the Curator of Interpretation for the Museum at the South Dakota State Historical Society in Pierre. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a star quilt ornament. Now, to make this ornament, you're going to need 16 star quilt pieces, 4 quilt forms, 1 ribbon, a glue stick. Now you can see in front of me, I have all those pieces on a separate page. Those pages are available on our website at this address, so you can run them off and do this project at home. The ribbons you can find at any local retail store. Let's get started and see what this ornament will look like. You're going to start out with 4 quilt forms and 16 quilt pieces. Now what I'm going to do is take my glue stick, put some of this glue down on the quilt form in one of the corners, take one of my pointed quilter pieces and glue it in, and you can see on the quilt form that there's a point right in the middle. That's where you want the point of your quilt piece to go. Let me show you with another piece. I'm going to put some glue on, and I'm putting the glue on the quilt form because it's cut just a little bit smaller than the quilt piece, so you're not going to get too much of a white edge around the edge of it. And then we'll glue it in place. You can see I have half a star quilt. Let me show you with the other 2 pieces here. Put a little glue down. Take one of my quilt pieces, glue it in place. You can see my star quilt is starting to come together here. One final piece on this star quilt. Take my final piece, glue it in place, and I will wind up with 1 star quilt piece completed. Now what I'm going to do with this, you can see here I have all 4 of my star quilt pieces put together with all 16 of those pieces. Now what I want to do is I am going to fold these pieces in half, just like so. So the points match up on each side. I'm getting a fold. The colored parts of the quilt are on the inside. The white is on the outside. Let me show you that again. Take one of your completed pieces and just fold it in half. That's going to give you a piece that looks like that. You do that with all 4 pieces, and you're going to wind up with all of them looking like this. Now to put these together into the ornament, you take your glue and you rub it on one of those folded sides. One of those folded sides. And you take another piece and you match them up so that you are gluing them together. There we go. Now I have 2 different colors on one side and 1 white back. That's what I'm looking for in this section. I've got 2 pieces glued together. Let me show you how that worked again. You take your folded piece, take your glue stick, put glue on one side of that piece, just one side for right now. Take that glued piece, take another one of your ornament pieces and just glue them together. There we go. There. And I'm going to wind up with one flat white side and a three-dimensional colored side. Now I'm going to want to add my ribbon here so I can hang my ornament. On one of those flat sides, I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on each end. Take my ribbon, lay it in here, and lay the other side in here, so that my ribbon is right in between, hanging there. Then I'm going to take my glue stick, run glue all over this white side of the ornament. Take the other half and glue it right to that side of the ornament. Now they're going to come out pretty close. I'm doing this a little bit quickly, so I'm getting a little bit of a white edge. If you get that, you can always trim that off with the scissors. But if you go carefully enough, you can match them up almost perfectly. So you'll wind up with no very white edges. And then in the end, you get a three-dimensional star quilt ornament. So that's the star quilt ornament that we're making today. Now another thing that we're putting in for this particular program that we're doing is a coloring sheet I want to show you. And this is the Big Dipper Ursa Major star quilt, star sheet. And you can see we've put stars in here where the Big Dipper is. The Big Dipper is actually an asterism, which is a part of a constellation that you can really identify by looking at it. And if you look up in the night sky anytime, you're probably going to be able to find the Big Dipper. On the back of this sheet, we have some information about that constellation, Ursa Major, the Great Bear, and how he's viewed in the Lakota, Nakota, and Dakota world. But with this coloring sheet, we let you color it, and what we've done is we put a little bag of stars in there, so that once you have completely colored your Ursa Major Big Dipper, you can take the stars, these are sticker stars, and you can put a star on each star in the Big Dipper to give your coloring sheet a little dimension. So, and there are 7 stars, and you'll get 7 stars to put on your sheet. So that's the Big Dipper in the stars. Thank you.